Hi, it's Borino. Welcome to the Borino Worldwide Marketing Headquarters here in Hermosa Beach, California. A couple years ago, I filmed a video called Long Beach, but I never released it. I never really did anything with it. I felt it was a little bit too personal, and it's been just sitting on my media hard drive since then, until now. I think it's finally time for you to see it and hopefully get inspired by it. And then when we come back, I'll share with you some tips and ideas you can use right away. Check it out.
Hi, Borino here. Come with me. We're gonna go on a short trip. I want to show you something. Now, this is the first time I'm sharing this with anybody. I think you're gonna like it.
Let me just put my mic on so you can hear me. There you go. And we are good to go. It was December 1990, a couple weeks before Christmas. As you know, I was an immigrant from Czechoslovakia. I was in the US for about 2 years back then. And I really missed my family. I really wanted to see them for Christmas, but I couldn't really go back because the communists would just throw me in jail, you know? Plus I really didn't have the money for the ticket. I was in real estate, but not making any money whatsoever. God, I was in debt, you know, credit card debt, personal debt. Geez, the most valuable thing I owned was a 10-year-old Cadillac DeVille, just a big rust bucket. The passenger window wouldn't even go up most of the time. It was a mess. So I decided to invite my folks over, and we're gonna spend Christmas here in the US. We're on the way to Long Beach, California. Check this out. This little motel room was all I could afford on my little maxed out visa. Come on, let me show you. Right up there, 4 of us on the 2nd floor. 1 room, kitchenette, a bath, and us spending Christmas together. When I first came to America, I dreamt, you know, I was going to make a lot of money, be really, really successful, and when they come and visit, we're going to live in the best hotels and travel everywhere in the limo and go in nice restaurants and buy them all kinds of things, and it's going to be fantastic. Well, as you can see, it didn't quite work out that way. After I dropped off my family at the airport, I came back here to Long Beach with my car and everything I had, everything I owned. A few clothes, just some pots and pans, and 2 pairs of worn out shoes. All that was in the back of my trunk. I had no money, no home, no place to go to, and no plan. I didn't know what I was gonna do. And it felt pretty lonely, you know? And I was angry for letting things slip this far, for failing like that. I was frustrated and disappointed in real estate and myself in life. So I remember I was sitting here. It was a gray, kind of cloudy, cold January day, and I was thinking maybe I should quit real estate. Maybe it really wasn't for me. Maybe I wasn't cut out for it. Maybe I didn't have what it took. Maybe it was just a dream and a fantasy, you know? Except, I was never a quitter. I couldn't walk away defeated like that, you know? I just didn't have it in me. So that day, that moment, right here on this bench, here in Long Beach, was one of the pivotal moments of my life. I made a decision. I'm gonna do or die, baby, do or die. I was gonna figure it out and make it work. Full speed ahead. And I promised myself I would never let things go this far. And suddenly I had this fire in the belly, you know. See, there was another group in my office, smaller, focused, busy, and very successful. These guys were doing something right, you know. They didn't pay attention to television and newspaper and the other big group, coffee, donuts, whining group. They were too busy listing and selling homes. They were doing something right, and I wanted to be part of that group. I wanted to figure out what were they doing, why were they so successful. So I decided right here to go on a quest and learn and do what they were doing. Do or die time, baby, do or die. See, that's the beauty of real estate. Success is duplicatable, and I become successful. It's time for me to return the favor. It's my turn to give you the secrets that got me to that point. And it's your turn to learn and enjoy life. Maybe you're at that point. Maybe, well, I'm sure it's not as bad, you don't live in your car, but still, maybe things are a little bit tight. Maybe you're not where you want to be. And deep inside you have that feeling where you know you can do better, things can be better. That this is more than just a fantasy, this is more than just positive thinking, this is more than just wishful thinking. It is real, you really know you can do it. This is real. Welcome back. That's my true Long Beach story. So how did I get from being a failure in real estate, living in a car, being completely broke, to being a successful real estate agent with money in the bank, listings and sales within 10 months? I'll share with you the most important steps I took. Ready? I divided into two sections. I put mind. That means the inner game I had to change. I had to change quickly and fundamentally. And here was marketing. I had to change my marketing approach because obviously what I was doing was not working. We're going to switch colors, fancy schmancy. So on the marketing side, the first step I took was a shift to now business. That means somebody who needs to buy or sell right now. Obvious choice, of course, for sell-by owners and expired listings. Those were easy because they were already identified for me. People who raised their hand and they said, I want to do something now, not 6 months from now or a year from now. Not everyone, of course, but many of them did. They were fairly inexpensive to market to. So I didn't have to spend a lot of money and a lot of effort trying to generate those leads. They were already identified. Now it was just a matter of approaching them the right way. Which leads me to a second step, and it was a modeling. The system of modeling. And what modeling means, I figured out that there are already people out there who are already doing what I'm trying to accomplish. All I had to do is copy the way they think and the way they act. What do they do? Somebody's already figured it out. I don't have to spend a lot of time and a lot of money trying to reinvent the wheel. I had neither, so I wanted to take a shortcut. So I took the modeling approach. And I saw again that many of these agents that were generating a lot of business were dealing with people who wanted to do something now. That led me back to the now step. Okay? The third thing was I took on the 1% rule. And the 1% rule simply meant I wanted to improve by 1% every day. Just a little itty-bitty one. Baby step. I didn't push myself too much to make these giant leaps and giant changes in my marketing. So let's say I worked on my resume for the expired listings. I just improved it 1%. I wanted to improve my script and my dialogues with the expired listings. Just 1%. Because if I do it 1% every day, in 10 days, I get 10% better. Big difference, right? In 100 days, I get 100% better. That means between 3 and 4 months, I was completely changed. My marketing has changed, my approach has changed, my marketing materials changed. 1%, baby steps. Don't push yourself too hard. You're going to get burned out, you're going to give up, get frustrated, and chances are you may quit quickly. So take the 1% approach, okay? So that was on the marketing side. Look for now business, model someone who's already doing it, learn from those that already are getting the results you want to get, and improve by 1%. Just one little itty bitty percent, just baby steps, and you will get there. Now on the mind side, let me change colors here. blue for your viewing pleasure. On the mind side, the most important change I made here, I figure out a super powerful why. Why am I doing it? Why does it matter? Why am I in real estate? What am I trying to accomplish? I wanted to get that clarity, and the why was the driving force. You know, it's interesting when I do seminars these days, when I speak to agents about success, I ask a question. See if you can answer it too. What would you do if I handed you a check for $50,000 right now? How would it change your life? What would you do with the money? I'll pay my bills. I'll pay off my bills. Would that be your answer? Here's the problem with that. There's no fire in it. There's no juice in it. It doesn't have enough pull. Pay off the bills. Is it important? Of course. We all want to live debt-free, right? But it doesn't push you too much. There is not enough energy behind it. So you have to come up with a strong why. Now, as you saw in the video, what really mattered to me was the connection to my family. My big dream was to treat them to a nice trip, to show them a good time, to pay back for all the lovely times they've given me when I was a child. And I felt like it would be a great way for me to treat them and be with them and express my love to them. And later, I was fortunate enough to bring them back, and we had a wonderful time. We had a lot of fun together. See for yourself. Pretty fun, isn't it? Yeah. You gotta admit, Dad and I looked really hot in those Santa hats, huh? You know, my father passed away 2 years ago, and I just feel so fortunate and lucky and happy I have this opportunity to spend all these fun times with them. Long way from little motel room down in Long Beach, huh? So that was my why. That was the power of my why. What is it for you? What drives you? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What pulls you? What inspires you? It's got to be more than just paying bills. It could be something personal, like you want to drive a nice new car, and that's great. You want to live in a big, comfortable house? Terrific. How about putting your kids through college? Maybe putting money away for a rainy day and for retirement, having a nice, comfortable retirement. How about a fun vacations with your family like I have? It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it resonates with you, as long as it inspires you and pulls you. That's the power of why. That's what helped me. That was the fuel that was driving me forward. So find one, okay? Step 2, concept of as if. And you've heard this one before, but there's a twist to it. I started acting as if. I had to let go of my desperation because what I realized was it was pushing business away from me. You know how clients, they sense when you become desperate, you really need the listing, you really want the sale, you're really after it, and you're trying way too hard, and it pushes people away. So I shifted. I started acting as if I had a lot of listings. I had a lot of sales. There was plenty of money in the bank. Yeah, it was faking it, fake it till you make it, but our subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between imaginary and real. An example would be when was the last time you saw a scary movie, something really frightening? Your conscious mind knew, I'm in the movie theater, I'm watching and pretend actors acting out a scene, and it's all fake and make-believe, and yet the feelings were real, right? The fear or the excitement you felt was very real. Same concept. The feelings became very real. And the law of the universe says the inner world started to match the outer world, and the outer world has to conform to your inner world, which you believe it to be so. So that helped me a lot, starting acting as if. And my communication with my prospects, let's say expired listings, changed. All of a sudden, it wasn't about, I need the listing, I'm here to list your property. It was more about, let's see if I can help. I'm here to help. I become their counselor and their guide. Okay? Second part to it, so the first part was you start acting as if. You model successful people, watch how they act, take on that role. But the second part to it is you do as if you had a lot of listings, you had a lot of business. What are some of the things that successful agents do that you can model? One of the things I noticed is their marketing. I started doing things they were doing. Now, a word of warning to that. You got to pay close attention. Why are they doing it? Are they doing it just because it's easy, it's convenient, or are they doing it because it's effective? Big difference. Okay? Now here's what I mean. When I started going after expired listings, since we're talking about expires, let's keep using that as our example. Many agents just mailed a whole lot of letters to expired listings. But is it because it's just convenient, it's easy, it's safe, or is it because it's effective? And what I found out is, if I modeled really successful agents, those who were good with expired listings, in addition to mailing letters, which is great, they were also putting together a great expired package. They had a nice resume. They would call the expired listing on the phone. They would visit them in person. Those were the things that were effective. So if you start acting and doing as the successful agents do, just make sure you know why they're doing it and what you're modeling, what you're copying. Okay? So those are some of the tips, some of the ideas you can incorporate right away. This is what got me from being broke and living in a car, being completely homeless and pretty desperate, as you saw in the video, to being successful, happy, and prosperous. And there was one more tool I started using right away that really accelerated my success. And in the next video, I will explain to you why I actually wear this thing every night I go to bed. Okay? That's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it for you. Hope you learned something and hope you get inspired. Drop me a note. Let me know. Thank you very much for watching. This is Borino saying, go get 'em!